Welcome to Wednesday Night Live. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy 19th of November, man. It's a good night to have a good night, if you ask me, man. So thanks for being here tonight, guys. And hopefully I can teach you guys something cool tonight, man. I'll do my best. We got a variety of good stuff to work on. What up, you guys? Thanks for being here. Hey, hello and happy holidays to everybody, too, man. And to all my customers out there, thank you guys for the orders. You guys are the best. Let me say hello. What's up, you guys? What's going on? Happy Wednesday. Denver, what's up, man? How's your week? I've been hunting every day. That's been my thing. I've been, of course, always doing my card stuff, but I've been doing a lot of sitting outside and enjoying the hunting. It's been nice. I've been seeing lots of wildlife, lots of deer. Outside of cards, I'm a big sportsman. I'm broadcasting live here, you guys, from Metro Detroit. Always on the countryside of Metro Detroit, but yeah, it's deer season out here, and it's card season, man. So thank you guys, because I know as soon as the winter rolls around, everybody gets busy with their all your card projects, man. So I know, same thing with me. It's like now that I don't have a ton of any daylight anymore. It's freaking dark at 5:30 here. But I'm like, let's line up a bunch of card care projects, you guys. So glad that we can do it all together. Oh yeah. I'm getting older, so I have a mustache now. Something that old guys grow, I guess. Now me and my buddies were kind of a November thing. Like if I had the mustache shaved, it means I got a deer, but I can get rid of it once I get a deer, hopefully. But I don't mind a mustache. It reminds me of my dad. My dad died almost 8 years ago, but he was always rocking the mustache. So whenever I grow it, I always look like my old man in the mirror. But tonight, you guys, I got some cool stuff we can do together. I hopefully can hit on everybody's taste buds a little bit. I have 3 graded cards tonight. One I'm going to leave in there, and we'll get to that when we get to that. But I've been getting, the auctions. I love the auctions. You guys like auctions? I love getting on I like alt, eBay, whatever. Always, I love eBay. What's another good one? Fanatics is pretty good. I like sometimes Golden. I guess they're all good. You know what I mean, based on what you like. But I've been I'll say it over and over, you guys. All great card care starts really with like shopping for it. And who doesn't like to shop for cards? I do. You do. I know you do. You know what I mean? So, Whatnot? Yeah, I should check out Whatnot. It's like the last thing I do, right? Is need to go to a place. Yeah, alt, man. Josh, alt is wild. Alt's got some mega heat on there. Holy moly. Thank you guys to all my customers out there. Yeah, cheers, you guys. Cheers. Cheers from Detroit. You know what? I got this mug when I worked in radio. I worked in the greatest rock station in the country, WRAF in Detroit. And I got this when Starbucks came to Detroit. And that was like in 2002. I worked at the radio. And I thought to myself, how funny that a place is coming that just sells coffee? Are you serious? Now, me back in the day, all I drank was probably beer and whiskey back in those days. So I was like, who wants to go to a place that just has coffee? Little did I know. So things change, I'm glad I changed. Yeah, the riff, baby. You know that, Timmy. Tim's one of my dear friends. Tim, can't wait to see you tomorrow, buddy. So we'll do card stuff. Let's do that, okay? So I didn't get to know Dave and Chuck. Dave and Chuck, you guys are the 2 talent on the morning. Soon as I worked at Riff from 2000, end of 2000 to 2005. So, because I thought I wanted to be a radio personality, or I wanted to be a broadcaster in some capacity. And working at the Riff was amazing. It was fan-freaking-tastic. I learned so much. But I realized I didn't want to be work in media. So, it taught me a lot, and it taught me that wasn't the right job, the right full-time job for me. I worked there when I worked with Drew and Mike. Working in the radio station was awesome. If you guys ever get the opportunity to work, it's almost like working in a cool restaurant or a cool kitchen. You just got that culture, So, what's up, Mikey Mike? Good to see you. So, here's what I want to talk to you guys about tonight. I want to talk to you about a couple things. Let me grab something. So, I'm just grabbing some tools. Just grabbing these. All right. So, like, when I'm talking about these auctions, see, I can float off so easy because I'm sitting here, I'm trying to talk and then like look at the monitor and answer questions, but you guys get me, I hope, right? And if not, I'm Kurt. Welcome to my show. I do this every Wednesday night, and you're welcome. You're invited every single Wednesday night. All right. So come over. You're welcome. See, I'm a good host. I even pick out card projects to show you. So I'm going to show you some good stuff that I know how to do. Oh, yeah, cool. If you guys like music, I definitely I collect the guitars, too. I'm being a Michigan guy, man. I love Gibson guitars. So that part, too. But hopefully, I can share through the magic of things like Instagram and YouTube or wherever you're going to watch this. We can, like, find our tribes and connect with each other. And, my tribe's always been treasure hunter, collector, and long story short, I just like cool stuff, and I've always enjoyed getting stuff that's like secondhand or something like that, and just being able to like put a little touch on it and bring it back and like have people be like, ooh, that's awesome, or wow, you know how to do that. So it's like I started off with like always been into art and always a crafty guy, and then being that I've collected my whole life, and I got a ton of cards in my early days as hand-me-downs from like my cousins and my uncles and stuff like that. They were always like beat up, and stuff like that. But, I always wanted to like, I wanted to have cool stuff, So that's when I started working on cards, and, lo and behold, I'll be 44 in a couple, I think 8 weeks. I looked at it, and I've never changed. I don't think I've grown up much past 14 years old. Guitars, cards, fast cars, fishing, hunting, that's about me. But we're going to cover these tonight. But what I want to show you guys tonight on this is how to work on some of these cards that if you're like me and you like projects, this is a PSA 5. So, I look at a PSA 5 on a Pokemon because like the stuff that I make, you guys, I make a nice card polish. We make card spray. I make a nice scratch remover. And then I have techniques to show you how to even get stuff like flat again or little dings and dents out. But you got to buy the right cards for this to like work out, because if you have permanent issues, they're permanent, but if you're able to get cards that like have a chance, you can have a lot of fun doing it, and it's all like already in a hobby you already like. So then you can go out and buy some stuff that's like, I look at all my good graded cards as like little trophies. You know what I mean? It's fun. So, and I'm excited for you guys to be here in real time. So thanks for being here. And I do this every Wednesday night. And sometimes I do great stuff. Sometimes I can't get it to work. Sometimes I just can't do it. And it's just like, man, we tried. And then sometimes, we'll even try out some new stuff here. You know what I mean? But I love you guys watching it live, because when you watch the demos, of course, I'm going to show you stuff that works and it's worth your time doing. Here's like freestyle. All right. So freestyle, but it's all predicated on, buying stuff that I think has a chance. All right. So I'm going to get to this one. All right. Somebody asked me a question. So how many PSA 10s do you have? I have no clue. You guys, I have a ton of cards. I'm a card collector. I have a ton, but I have a bunch of PSA 1s and 2s and 3s and 4s and 5s. I got more lower grades than higher grades, but because that's like, I'm always looking for projects. But you guys, if you're card care people, you can go to a card show, and how everybody's chasing after the ones with the 10s on the top. You guys can go there like and walk at your own speed and just pick up all the projects, and just be like, while everybody's out running around trying to flip, buy, sell, hustle, and get a bunch of new quarterbacks and a bunch of new rookies, go walk around and pick up some goats and go home and play your guitar, listen to some music, work on your cards, enjoy it, hobby a little bit more fun, don't hobby as hard, hobby a little bit easier, enjoy it. But, so what I want to do, you guys, is point you to, if you guys want to ever see any of my work that's already saved, go to my YouTube page. And I got my good friends on here that are a bunch of good card care people, Denver included, Mike, Shell, a bunch of good, all the people usually hang in this area are people that like card care. So if anybody has questions tonight, drop a question and we'll answer it for you. And if I miss you, I'm easy to get a hold of, so message me, all right? So let me show you guys. And you're right, Chris, getting a diamond in the rough is hard. So let me show you a couple that I picked up, and we'll see if they were diamonds in the rough, or we'll just see if they were just rough. You know what I mean? But remember this part, you guys. It's not like if you do card care, it all goes south, and you're like, it went backwards. Either it's going to get better a little, it's going to get better a lot, or it's just going to stay the same. You know, it's not like you're going to like try to clean up a card that goes to crap. You know what I mean? So I like those odds. I sure do like those odds. All right. So let me show you guys what we're going to do tonight. So let's start. We're going to get to that. You guys know it's hot tub time machine night. So everybody stick around. We're going to go to the hot tub later. All right. So this one I thought was great because do you know that this was the hardest word for me to say? And I say that, and now I'm going to screw myself up. Suicune. I think that's how I say it. Suicune. Suicune. All right. So anyways, that's I think that's how you say it. Because you know how I would say this forever? Because I have two boys that are twins, and they're Pokemon collectors, and I like to irritate them by saying the names wrong because I'm just annoying like that. So I always called it Suicune. And my sons are like, Dad, do not say that. I'm like, it's Suicune. And they're like, no, it's Suicune. I'm like, all right, I won't say that. So here's why I bought it, because it looks rad. All right, I like the way it looks. It's a 5, so I'm like, okay, I could probably do some card care on it. And then, you guys, here's the key part. When I'm like, I want to get an improvement. I'm competitive, I want to get a higher score. I invite all you guys over to watch it. It's like I got to do it. So I'll look at it, right, and go, all right, it looks like it doesn't have any chips or missing paints or colors. Like I bought this on an auction site, right? So I'm looking at it. It looks good from there. Then, I zoom in on the auction site. I do all that. I'm like, okay, it might have a little spot of white. All right, no major white for a 5, maybe a little down there. So that's when I'll buy a card like this. And that's what will make me think, all right, it might be a cool project, it might be, because I know PSA grade's harsh. Well, they're strict. So, like, since I can't see any chips or any messed up paint, I know it wouldn't get a 5 if it had a wrinkle. I know, and wrinkles, you might be a Pokemaster out there, gets the wrinkles out. But I'll tell you what, for the rest of us, getting a wrinkle out of a Pokemon card sucks. And it's low probability. Please prove me wrong. But cleaning them, dents, stuff like that, that's going to be north of a 3 or a 4. So that puts us in the 5, and then we're not missing any paint. So that kind of narrows it down for me going, all right, I think there might be some room for improvement here, right? So you guys, here's what I use. PSA makes these slabs where they're like a gooey. Like sometimes they're like hard plastic. Like this one was a hard plastic. This is like a gooey plastic. But what I do is I will use these little snub-nosed pliers, and it's so awkward to do as a demo here, you guys. So I already busted these, but I want to show you how I did it. Right now, or what I'll do is you just grab, there's like a lip. You see like the lip, the bottom lip right there? I just grab this and walk it like this, all the way around, just gently with my wrist, like that. I'll walk the whole thing around, and then I'll pop it open, okay? That's as easy as it gets for me, and this way I can control it and walk it all the way around. If you have a process, stick with it, all right? But that works very easy. And PSA slabs, you guys, come in different types of plastic, from old to new. So I find that if you can just get a little walk all the way around it, you're good to go, okay? So, and like I said, I don't know it all. I'm just sharing some stuff that works with me. So if you guys got awesome methods, keep rocking them, okay? So then let's take it out. And here is what I was trying to observe through the case. And here's what I've noticed. So this is a 5, you guys. So if you like if you like to, look for projects and want to see like what's a 5 look like, let's take a look. And if you guys, I don't think it would be ever easy for people to swap out cards. Really, I mean, unless you were because I've seen some people say that before. Like, man, it's totally noticeable around the edges. Even though I pop these open, it doesn't look. It might look good from far, but it's far from good. But hey, people can be scumbaggy. You know what I mean, you guys. So look around the perimeter of your slabs. You know what I mean? Because people could be scumbags, no doubt. I mean, of course, right? Big surprise. But you guys, let's analyze this thing together, man, and we'll figure it out. Yo, Mike, what's going on? I'm glad to hear you're with Wyatt. What's up, Wyatt? So what I noticed through the slab, you guys, was it looked like I got some hairline scratches. I know it's hard to look at a holographic through a live video, but trust me, you can see a little bit of wear and tear in there. If you guys have watched the last couple weeks, I've been opening up 5s every week, and the other 5s were covered. The borders were covered in dirt and crap. This one doesn't have that, but look at this one has this. Can you see the dent? So I see some scratches, and I see a dent. And thank you guys, everybody, for being on the live tonight. I really appreciate you guys taking the time. I know there's a million things to do on the internet, so thanks for being here. So like I mentioned to you guys, I can see a little bit of wear and tear in the corners. I mean, nothing really major. But this is a PSA 5. I mean, it looks, you guys, I've seen PSA 5s. Even last week's show, I had a PSA 5, and it was way worse than this. But I'll tell you what, this one is graded recently. And so it shows me, man, I'm just telling you what I see. I feel that that grading is much more strict than it's ever been, but there's a qualifier on here. When you guys see a dent, like a binder dent like that, I think the PSA rule is you can't get past a 5 with that. And I'm sure I got smarter people on this video than me right now that probably are PSA aficionados. So feel free to chime in. Is that the qualifier, guys? If you got a dent, no matter how nice it is, it's not going to get above a 5. Like that? I think that's right. So in the meantime, here's what I want to do. Let's clean it up. Let's clean up the card, and then we're going to press it. And we're going to keep it simple. Okay? So dents make it a 6. Thanks, guys. Cool. Thanks, guys. So the dent's a 6, and then we got a little bit of wear and tear. That's the 5. All right? So thank you, Ed. Thank you, Rambo. Yep. Thank you, guys. I knew you guys would know. It's like sometimes people ask me card questions about grading, and I'm like, I have no idea. And they're like, well, why wouldn't you know? I'm like, there's so much stuff to do with cards. I have no clue. I don't even know how to say this name right. Let's try it again. Suicune. Not Suicune. Suicune. All right. Anyways, let me get my stuff I need. So I'm just back here, you guys, and I'm going to grab, I need a couple pads, a couple plates, card spray, and a card mat. So let me get my work set up. Thank you, guys. And I just read something nice that Lethal Zero wrote, I refer your channel for people to learn prep. Thanks, guys. That's my favorite. I do. I love being able to help people learn how to do something in a hobby that they already love. It's like you're a card collector and a treasure hunter, you're already in the club. It's like you got to know how to take care of your stuff. I feel like it's almost like somebody that has a bunch of nice automobiles or really nice collection of stuff like that, and they're like, I don't know how to take care of these things. I'd be like, what? That doesn't work. You got to know how to take care of your stuff. What am I looking for, you guys? Sorry, I'm kind of wandering around back here. I found it. I'm looking for card polish. I'm looking for this because normally, you guys, if I'm just going to do a basic cleanup 101, I'll usually do a little card spray to clean up the surface of the card. But I'm going to have to hold this card, so I don't really need to do any sort of, card spray to clean it, because I'm going to have to hold it, okay? So I'm going to show up. Let's just, since you guys are here, it's no harm in cleaning up the holographic area because that's fun. And I know that like I would typically say clean up the holographic area at the end of getting the dent out, but it's fine. Who cares? You know, you guys are here. I'm not going to hold back. Let's do cool stuff. So what I want to do is let's use card polish on the holographic area. No, you're not dumb, Ginger, for looking for the live on YouTube. I wish I could do them at the same time. Like I post this live on YouTube, so it's not live, but it's the recorded version tomorrow. But I don't know how to make it go at once. So I think that like YouTube and Meta are different companies, obviously, so they probably just don't play nice. So, but thanks for being here, you guys. You know, so I appreciate everybody being here too. I love to hear that too. You know, Apollo wrote, you know, just helps him, you know, with his mental health cleaning cards. Amen to that, dude. I don't take anything like that lightly. That's a really big thing to say. Because if you're not in a good place, how are you supposed to ever do anything good for anybody else or anything at work or for your family or anything if you're, you know, if you're in a tough season, you know, and I can relate to that, man. You guys, anybody out there struggling, I know the holidays too, you know, like, so if you share your love of cards with me, that's something too. And you know, if anybody out there struggles with addiction, man, that's something I struggled with for a long time. So like, it's that time of year too, man, where it can get you. So if you guys are struggling, man, you know, just be strong. This time of year, you know, it's like I'm coming up on 7 years alcohol free, and I tell you what, man, if you're struggling with that. In order to take good care of anything, man, you got to take care of yourself, you guys. So, you know, I pray that you do that, you know, and I can do it. You can do it, you know, one day at a time, one good day at a time. So you guys, I'm just using card polish right here where this is this is a non-abrasive cleaner and conditioner. Okay. Oh, thanks, you guys. Yeah, I appreciate that. And I bring that up, you guys, because you know that how many adult men have drinking problems? Tons. You know, and it's like, and if you're one of them and you're disappointed in yourself, you know, I tell you what, you can do it. You're not the only one. And, you know, it's like time to, if you ever need anybody to vent with, you know, we don't always just have to talk about cards. You know, you're struggling, man. You need some direction. You ever need to say, what's up, man? My line's always open, you know. But you guys, I think I'm going to probably use recovery on this one. But I'm just going to take a look. I'm using card polish. I just want to see you guys, like, because look at this. Remember we had these marks on this side? Look at that. We didn't use any recovery. And look at that. That's smooth. You know what I'm saying? And you guys, when you use recovery, our scratch remover here that I'm happy to make for you, when you use it, you're light-handed with it because you don't want to polish this thing to look like a freaking disco ball. You know what I mean? It's like you want to make it look like its original look. So you see how it has like that kind of like mattish finish to it. Now we still got a couple little light scratches in there, you know. But let's take another look. You know what? I bought this on alt auctions, and I don't know how much I paid for it. I'd have to look it up. But I wonder if I can look it up. Because, you know, I'm using my phone to record right now, and I always buy the auctions on my phone. But I just set I got a couple auctions perimeters set up to where I look for, like, PSA cards graded in, like, 4s, 5s, and 6s. And I popped on this not too long ago. You know, I can't remember, though, but I'll look it up for you guys. So looking pretty good. I got some little, now that I did the card polish, now that's going to make the card look great. But that will also reveal if we have any little light scratches. So we do. So let's do a little recovery, all right? Little recovery. And now you guys, we're going to use a scratch remover. So I want to use a little light amount, and I'm going to use a different applicator. And thanks for being on the live, you guys, because this gives me the opportunity to talk a little bit more than on my teaching, some of my quick videos. Here's something I want to stress to you. So, like, we're going to use a scratch remover right now on a holographic finish, which is, you know, a cool thing to do, and we'll probably get a nice turnout. It will look good. Oh, this also gives me an opportunity to show you how to get if your recovery is not pumping for you the way you want, you got to go in the bottom, you guys, and give it a little push. See how I just opened up the bottom? So I said to give it a little nudge, okay? So what I want to do is work on these light scratches, but I don't want to, what I don't want to do is scrub on this thing like I'm trying to like remove. I don't want to be forceful. I want to be very, very light-handed with this, okay, guys? So like watch this. So I'm just using a little bit of recovery, and I'm going to zoom in because I'm going to do a little technique that I want you guys to copy off of me. We're just going to touch the areas where we just needed to get it, the little light scratches. And then I'll get asked, you guys, can you put recovery down here or on the back? Yeah, sure. But I can't see, because you see how there's a nice plastic coating all over the whole card? If you can see little light scratches down there, of course you can. I can't see any little light scratches down there. So look we just did a little light on there. It's on this side. Now I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to buff it with this side. Just a little bit. Okay? So we're in light-handed. Very light-handed. I am not trying to dig these scratches out or anything like that. These surfaces are very forgiving. They're very they're not hard finishes. It's a soft finish. But you do a couple light recovery rounds like this, man, you can get these scratches out and it looks awesome. Looks really, really good. And trust me on this. You can do like 2 rounds of recovery on these, just like I did, real light like that, and then stop. If the scratch doesn't come out after that, you're not going to get it, and there's no reason to keep on going. You ever heard the expression, don't cut off your nose to save your face? That's the point. It's like no one to hold them, no one to fold them, whatever metaphor you want. But just like see that little gentle application we just did on this thing? Now look at this. And it's skin. It's not freaky, shiny, right? It's not crazy. But look at that. That's dope. That's really good. That was a really nice cleanup. And again, you can see my phone in it, right? But it's not like crystal clear. It's not like, because I've seen some pictures, you guys, somebody sent me some before and afters before, and they're like, it shows me it, and it looks like the chromed out edition. I'm like, that looks a little bright. And they're like, yeah, put like 20 applications of recovery on it. I'm like, no, don't do that. Just keep it, you want it to look like it was new, So there you go. Now, we got to get that. We did a good job with that, but you guys, that's easy. We can do that. But now, see this right here? We gotta get that to go away, and we can do it. I wish I could get to the end of this one tonight, but we won't. But don't worry, I'm gonna show you before and after. Let me get some more room in here. All right, so let me just get a little bit. I'm a little particular about things, so just bear with me, you guys. I want to move this around. I'm going to save this, and I'm going to put this over on my shelf because I'll get this card graded again, and I'll show you guys how we do on it, all right? Yo, Gary. Good evening to you, my friend. How are you? So you guys don't go away yet. I got more cards for you tonight. And we're going to do a Jim Brown here coming up next, I think. Yeah, I got good stuff tonight. You guys can work on any year of Pokemon. You guys can use... Here's what I want you to know. You can work on any year of Pokemon with, what's up, you guys? Good to see you guys. Everything I'm showing you, you can use old to new Pokemon, but I want you guys to get comfortable with the card. Know the card. Don't pick out your most expensive Pokemon card and be like, I watched Kurt do this on the internet. Spray. I want you to do that, but I want you to do it on cheap stuff. Learn the card. Learn the materials. Because basketball cards are different than Pokemon cards. And vintage paper cards are different than modern cards. You can still use all the cool stuff I make on all of them, but in different ways. And if you guys need help, you tell me, all right? Dude, cheers to my homies in France, in the Netherlands, all my buddies in the United Kingdom out there watching. You guys are rock stars for staying up so late tonight, man. I hope I don't keep you guys up too late. I'm going to get moving, all right? So cheers to you guys. And to all my brothers and sisters on here from all over the U.S., man. So happy to be able to connect with all you guys tonight. All right, so Gary, that Kobe Gold ain't that the story's not written on that card yet. You don't give up yet, all right? All right. So yes, I know all of our friends on the other side of the world, our friends in Asia and Australia, it's already Thursday lunchtime over on that side. You know what I mean? So good evening from the United States, you guys. So all right, let's get this thing flat. Let's get this dent out of here. All right, so what I want to do, guys, is simple, because you know what? I like cool stuff. And when you can do cool stuff and simple at the same time, I don't think it's like much better than that. So let's do something cool and simple. Hey, and you know, how many of you on here can raise your hand and say, yeah, you know, I got excited after watching some videos and I worked on something huge my first time around. And you did it and it worked out fine. I get it. But I want you guys to be excited. I don't want you to be nervous. You know what I mean? Like, nervous is no good. So look I'm going to do this right here in front of you guys. Make sure your pads never have a thing on them. Okay? So we're going to do 1, 2. I like that. 1, 2. And then we're going to do just like that. And I'm just going to simply hold this card. And I'm going to tell you about it. This is why I only chose a couple tonight, because I didn't want to rush and fly through the... Sometimes I pick out too many cards and I'm like flying. All right? So hold on 1 second, all right? I got to grab my clips. Okay, this is what I was looking for. So what I want to talk about here, you guys, is now we got to hold it. So like we did, so what did we do so far? We had, what was it, PSA 5, and had a scuffed up holographic area. Got that looked pretty damn good. So if you guys are just joining, we just broke open a Pokemon, and it was PSA 5. I like 5s. They kind of intrigue me. I think it's a good place to start. I think it shows me that there's room for card care to be done, you know? And so I would encourage you guys to check those out. But what I did a demo so far with card polish and recovery to get the holographic looking good. And it looked great, so that worked. That was good. But this card was graded a 5 too, because it had a ding on the edge on the side. So we just misted each pad, literally missed two sprays per pad, and I clipped it up. Now, and I'm feeling very happy right now that I only picked out a couple projects for tonight, because I can't help but critique myself, and sometimes I'd like get off, like even like last week's show, and I'm like, even though we crushed it and did a bunch of stuff, I feel like did I explain it well enough? So like what we did so far was an easy demonstration. Now the explaining part is important right here. So what this is I barely got the card wet, and what it's going to do is, and I'm pretty sure we're going to nail this one. I think that dent's going to go away. It's going to get damp right away. It's already taken in a little bit of moisture. Don't get a Pokemon card wet. Get it damp, lightly damp. And then it will go to whatever shape typically you need it to. And then hold it there and let it cure it. Let it come back to life while holding it, okay? You know, so I'm going to hold this, and then I bet you in the next 12 hours, this will dry completely. So let's just say, for good round numbers, it's 10:30 at night right now. 10:30 tomorrow morning, I can take a look at this. And if it's flat and perfect, or if it's even better, I'm going to take these pads off, and I'm going to put the card in a penny sleeve. And I'm just going to put it between the plastic plates and just hold it for the rest of tomorrow between the plastic plates. because I'm just going to switch to a little bit more of a firm grip on it. And that will push it nice and flat, and it'll go right back to its original shape. Okay? Does that make sense, you guys? And I saw some questions were firing in. If anybody sent me a direct message, you guys know I'll always reply, all right? So sometimes I get sent to spam, and I found like freaking 40 of them the other day. For one day, they all went to like this damn folder. And that drives me crazy. So trust me, I'll get back to you. I'll always get back to you guys. And thanks to my homies on here taking care of each other. Because it's so nice. Because like I remember when a lot of my buddies on here were brand new. And now I see them. They're the first ones to answer questions. So I notice, I see you, and I appreciate you guys. So we're going to hold this. That's it. And then I'm going to follow up with you guys probably tomorrow. And I'll show you what it looks like. You guys, I saw somebody write, will card spray evaporate? No, it won't evaporate out of the bottle. I mean, it would evaporate out of here. Yes, it would evaporate out of here. Okay? Guys, I'm just going to put this on the card table over here. And then I want to talk to you guys about some vintage football. All right? I'm excited about this one. I think I got a good buy on this one too. All right? So hang tight. Not like I got to walk that far, you know what I mean? But, so cheers, you guys, too. So I appreciate everybody being here. And if we haven't met before, I appreciate all the orders, and you guys keep me so busy. I'm Kurt, and thanks for being here to join in the show tonight. And if you're a regular or a returning visitor, man, good to have you. So vintage cards I love, okay? So on that last card that we did, on our Pokemon card, we used card spray, card polish, and recovery. I'm thinking that we're going to probably have to use some card polish on this, and we're going to definitely have to use some card spray. You guys, the recovery, my buffing compound and my little light scratch remover, it's no good for a plastic or for a paper finish. It's for plastic cards only. So I do get questions like, hey, I see you remove these scratches on chrome cards or slabs or whatever with that recovery. Can I put it on my vintage cards? Nope. It's just for good at removing scratches out of like that light plastic. All right, you guys. So we're gonna put this to the side. But I want to show you why I bought this. So like, if it's cool with you, when it comes from vintage cards, that'd be like one of my huge like passions, one of my long time, favorite things to collect. And when buying these cards, it can be tricky because there's so many I'm talking vintage paper sports cards, you guys. There's so many things that happen to these cards over the years. Trimmed, forged, colored. Just a lot of things that like would bum you out if you wanted to get a card graded or like authenticated. So like I will typically buy, well, always, unless it's like I'm a local and there's like a big yard sale and there's a box full of vintage cards, I'll buy every single one of them. But I'm talking like buying singles or buying something off a mystery person on the internet or something like that. I like to pick out a card that's graded. It usually is pretty safe to buy a graded card. But let me show you what I noticed on this one and why I bought it, okay? So like I was on one of my favorite little auction spots looking for cards, and I love Jim Brown. I mean, greatest, Barry, I'm a Detroiter, so Barry Sanders is number one. And Jim was out of my, I wasn't around in the 50s to watch him play, but just one of the greatest running backs, man. We still talk about him. He's awesome. I can't really name too many other players from 59, but Jimmy Brown for sure. So when I looked at this online, again, I got an auction site, and I'm like, all right, it's a PSA 4, and I'm like, the corners look good. The centering looks good. This card is notoriously bad centering, so I'm like, the centering looks good. I'm like, the back looks dirty, but I can handle dirty. But then when I zoomed in on it on the auction site, I'm like, I have a feeling that this could be potentially like wax or something, like something we could remove, like something Kurt's Card Care, like my stuff could do. And I'm like, that's got to be a big reason this card is a low grade, because it's filthy. And then, the corners, Yeah, I know. I saw that Denver. Barry's dad told him Jim Brown's the best. Wouldn't you just like punch your old man in the face and just be like, for Christ's sakes, can't you just give me a pat on the back, you crabby old man? I know. I watched that whole documentary. What we're talking about is Barry Sanders' father, who was like kind of like seemed like kind of a questionable character in the first place, was never like respected Barry's greatness and even told him that Jim Brown was better than him. It's like, really? Like, good job. So you guys, same deal. So like what I'll do is I get these my little tile snips and go around this whole lip and I just loosen it up. I just loosen it up all the way around. You'll hear a little crack all the way around, and then they pop off real easy. So that's how I open up PSA slabs. But let's take a closer look. This is what a 1959 PSA 4 card looks like. Let's start with the back. And I want to go around the corners and the perimeter. Yeah, it's dirty. Hey, Aaron, what's up, man? Thanks for the nice testimonial, man. I'm glad everything worked well. Awesome, dude. Good, yeah. You guys when you guys get your recovery card like this one right here. Card polish and card spray are super easy to use. You'll get good with them easy. Recovery is easy to use too. But I just want you guys to practice on some so you can get like your buffing technique down. We're gonna do a little more buffing tonight too. So hang tight. But you guys see how like these corners and edges and stuff, they just look dirty. I'm like we can work on that. Yeah, isn't that funny? So isn't that funny that somebody said, I am so surprised that a card graded this recently would be so dirty. You guys think everybody knows about card care. They don't. You guys do. Not everybody does. There's so many people that hit me up every day and go, I've never heard of anything like this. And then people see that card grading is all the craze. So they'll find a box of cards like this and send them all to PSA because everybody pretty much has heard of PSA. So just think about how many collectors will just find a whole collection like this and just send them all to PSA. And then they all get for sale. And then you're like, man, people just didn't take the time to even look it over. They took the time to find the card. They took the time to get it graded, but they sure as heck didn't take any time to show it any love, So let's do it. Let's see. I talk all that talk. Let's see if it works. Somebody might have tried. Maybe somebody already did try, and maybe it's not going to go anywhere. But what I see here, you guys, what I think I see here is wax. That's just what it looks like. You know what I mean? Well, you guys know, in order to do card care, it requires like physical, like you actually have to do something. Most people just like to like press a screen or press an app. I was watching the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and one of my favorite rockers, Jack White from the White Stripes here from Detroit, just a guy that I have a huge amount of love and respect for. Jack was doing his acceptance speech, and he's like, be passionate about something. Put down the screens, and even though I know we're in screens, but metaphorically, put down the screens and get passionate about something. Get in a little room and do cool stuff. And, and I think that's like us, what we do. We're in a little room doing cool stuff. And I get that. Whether it's making music or making baseball cards look better, be creative. Don't just sit around and wait for somebody to do the work for you, So, guys, I'm hoping that this works, and this is how I would typically do it. If it's gonna come off, usually card polish will do it. Oh, guys, card polish will make a vintage card damp and stained and wet looking. Don't be worried. That's normal. You guys might be looking at that going, oh my God, what happened? Check it out though. So look through that. That's gonna evaporate. It's gone. That's sweet. So remember, it was all that stuff, and we didn't trade it. We didn't trade it for that. That's all gonna go away. All right, let's get it all out of there. Let's keep on rolling. Oh yeah, I guess every live show I do, there's a lot of misinformation out there. I mean, and there's a lot of stuff. I mean, when you're cleaning a card like this, you're literally cleaning a card. You're not altering a card. I remember like when my company became like, popular or more talked about, and like PSA was questioned about it, they just dismiss card care and try to tell you it's altering cards real quick. But I mean, we all know better than that. And you guys, I've been doing this for 20 plus years, and I have customers. You guys, my customers, clean and submit thousands of cards a day, tens and thousands of cards a month. So it's like, if people don't want to clean cards like this person and leave them all dirty for someone like me to come and buy them, that's fine. I'll come buy them. But it's, don't fall into the narrative that you're altering a card by cleaning old wax off the front. Like, give me a break, right? So you guys, the thing is, somebody's always training somebody. So don't let, misinformation train you, because I'm happy to be here every Wednesday night telling the truth and showing results and posting it every day, and just standing on it and showing you, hey, there's a lot of cool things you can do with your collection. And PSA is not hobby Jesus. So once you get those things all worked out, you'll be all right. All right, so I am in a good place here, you guys. Let me show you something. Now, when it comes to, man, I am like, got the coughs over here. Pardon me 1 second. Fake news, right? I know, it's not even news. It's so funny. Like, I would say that like people like us, collectors, card collectors, even if you don't even, for everybody that likes to go out and do card care projects, like, I don't think we're onto something so crazy and ground shaking new. It's like we're people that like to buy PSA 4s, and clean them. We kind of like give the broken toys a new home. You know what I'm saying? And of course, there is it's great to turn a 9 into a 10 or whatever too. But yeah, I was honestly a little bit more surprised that I figured like card grading companies would see the excitement, enthusiasm, and like the loyal fan base like my company has. And thank you, because it's you guys that made that happen. And be like, wow, we should celebrate this. We should have like, show off old cards that were found like in a flood, and then how they're all restored and looking good again. Or, there's so many things like that there's so many things that you reach for in tragedy, or that you reach for to like bring you a piece of your past back, like with your cards or whatever it may be. And the fact that there's like super practical, simple, nice ways that are like well thought out and put together to make them just look nice again, like gets no love, from like a grading service, But it's funny, they forget because they had no love. Nobody trusted those guys, and a lot of people still don't trust those guys. But yeah, I know. I thought it was lame, you guys, that, any grading service will like frown upon card care or like treat it like it's Bush League. It's like, we know more. It's like, we're the people who know how to pick stuff up with our hands and use our brains and hands and make stuff like awesome again. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't ever take advice from people that just sit and want to like tell you how things should be done. Like, show me, So what I'm doing here, guys, is just waiting a second because I'm letting my card just evaporate for a sec. And what I'm going to do is, let's turn this around because I want to do a slab too. All right. So I want to just let my card I want to let the card polish evaporate a little bit, and then I got to do a hot tub time machine. All right. So I'm going to flip this around, you guys. Is that true? I read somebody wrote Tag does card cleaning. I wonder what that means. I wonder what they do. And then I got a question about roller marks on Prism cards. You guys, usually if you have a little light line on a Prism card, you can use recovery, and that will, if it's a little light scratch, you can get that out. All right. I'm just reading my questions, guys. I don't want to get behind. Oh, that's a good question. Let me answer that. So somebody asked me, they said, hey, is there ever a reason to just not soak a card? It's the easiest way to thoroughly clean something. Soaking a card to clean it is absolutely the easiest. I agree with you on that. Like when you have a filthy, dirty card, it's soaking it's the easiest. But if you just have like a card that has some dings or some dents on it, because you can do a semi-soak on vintage cards to like all the way up until today's types of cards, like that are paper, like Topps cards, not chrome. So like there's a lot of times that you can use just a semi-soak on the pads and use your pads and your plates to get little dings and dents out. And it's good, the card's clean. But if your card's dirty, I agree, soak it. That's the easiest and like the most tender on the card, because you don't want to keep on, you don't want friction on a paper card ever, really, you know what I mean? So like if you just go in there real gently and do like a card soak and then dry it nicely, perfect. It'll be all good. All right, let me turn this thing around, you guys. And I thought tonight, I was like, oh, this is my stuff I picked out tonight's going to go so quick. I think since I'm thoroughly explaining it. And thank you for listening. I hope I'm keeping everybody's attention. My goal, I want to make you better at this. I want to give you guys the confidence to like do this type of work because it's freaking fun and it's awesome. And, it's like me personally, as a middle-aged man that doesn't get to go out and do all kinds of stuff that I want to do personally all day anymore, it's fun as hell to be able to do something cool at home that you can come home and look forward to doing. You know what I mean? So I hope I can like share that with you guys, because just buying cards and selling them all the time, I don't know, kind of gets a little bit, kind of tastes like water after a while. But, when you can work on them and make them awesome, totally different. So let's take a look. We'll keep rolling. Okay. So what I wanted to do, you guys, I am not worried about my wet marks from the card polish, because just like if you get a wet mark on a Pokemon card or any paper card, it'll evaporate. That'll just all evaporate. It'll be fine. But since you guys are here with me tonight, if I wasn't going to do anything right here, you guys, if I was just done, I would just let this sit like this and it would just evaporate. And then tomorrow morning, I'd come look at it and it would be perfect. It would be all back to normal. But since I want to get you guys the back clean too, I want to soak it, okay? And it's okay that the front's wet. It's all good. It's all going to be fine. So let's go over here, all right? I want to put in my card spray, you guys, is warm because I have it sitting on my heating pad. And I've been asked the question, you guys, can you soak an older card like this that has the scratch off right there? And the answer is yes. It doesn't. If you guys are wondering what I'm talking about, it's on the back of 50s football cards. You can scratch them with a penny and that little image will appear, but it doesn't go away. Okay, so you guys are cool. You can leave it on there, or you can soak these cards. What I'm trying to say, and you guys, I don't think I need to soak this card for long because it's not super filthy, but I do want to give it a minute, okay? Because I can already tell you that from just looking at it right here, it's already lightening up. So like, good stuff is already happening. All right, so that you guys, let's keep this right here. I want to do, it's 10:55. I want to do like probably a 10-minute soak on this one. What I want to do is pull this yellow and rusty color out of the back. So I'm going to set my alarm here. So if you guys are new to seeing a card, like a vintage card cleaning like that, I'm just using my card spray. And what we're going to do, you guys, is try to get that yellow, brownish kind of rust color out of the back. And I find that like when like one of my viewers said, isn't it the easiest just to soak your vintage cards? Yes, if they're filthy. And here's another thing, you guys. Card spray is valuable. And I want you to get the most use out of it. So remember this. I do one card at a time. Back when I did cards for customers and I would have somebody send me 10 vintage cards, I would soak 3 of them at a time or 4 of them at a time. Because if they're just all gross and dirty, I'd just soak them all together. And then I would set up 4 card sandwiches and dry them all, at the same time. So I want you guys to know that if you're just like, man, I just keep on doing, I'm going through, because sometimes guys will hit me up and go, I've gone through this whole bottle in 1 week. And I'm like, how many cards you do? And they're like, 4. And I'm like, 4? What the hell are you doing? You know, like what are they covered in, did you dig them out of a hole in your backyard or what? You know, and sometimes just using too much spray, you know what I mean? So just remember, you can do multiple cards in a soak, or if the card ain't filthy dirty, just get your pads nice and wet and do a card sandwich, man. Because if you do a card sandwich and get it nice and wet between the pads, you're gonna soak the whole card. And then an hour later, get rid of those wet pads and start the drying process. And you're gonna start pulling all the card spray out of the card. You'll clean it up real well. It'll look great. But if it's a real dirty, rusty one like this, I just wanted to do the full soak. All right. Am I doing okay on questions? I feel like you guys, I hate missing questions. If I miss one, you guys, please know I'm not trying to ignore you. I'm always trying to be a good host. I'm always like, did I miss anything? You know, all my buddies came over to watch tonight. You know, I want to do a good job for you guys. All right, so let me show you something else. I want to say thank you to one of my buds. And I was totally excited about this the other day. And I want to show you guys something. I was going, because you guys keep me so darn busy, and I can't thank you enough, that I was going up to the post office, and one of my buddies, Richard, one of my customers, sent me a letter, and he just wanted to say thanks for everything, and he sent me a Tom Brady card, a PSA 10 X Fractor. Like, how awesome. And I was just like, where the heck did this come from? So Richard, I appreciate you, dude. And like, being a sentimental person, like, I'll keep this forever, man. Like, this is so awesome. You know, I love it. So thank you. And you know what? It's going to be a video tonight, dude, because look at the front. We got scratches on this thing, man. Let's clean it up, because I'm going to proudly display this on my wall forever, because I freaking love it. And let's make a demo. So Richard, thanks for being one of my longtime customers and card brothers, dude. I appreciate you. And I'll post my address at the end of this video, so you guys know where to send all your Tom Brady cards, all right? So we'll do that. Yeah, you know, I got a question that said, what's your thoughts on using the corner tool on a soaked card? Great idea. Freaking great idea. You know, that's a wonderful idea, because your card is soft at that point. And we might even have to do it tonight, guys. So stay tuned, all right? So hang tight. I'm just checking my temperature over here of my card spray. I'm just, I want to get all my tools together. I was looking for this. So tonight, you guys, here in a few minutes, when I flip my card over, I just want to make sure that I got my right tools all together. All right, so Jim Brown's doing well. So we're going to let Jim Brown sit and keep on getting clean. But you guys, here's something that I think every single person that collects cards has scratched up slabs. And like, the last thing you want to do is be like, I'm going to send this thing in and get a new slab. Like, I don't know. I'm sure people could do that, but God, that's annoying. But just like if you have a super freaking expensive card, like mega valuable, with a super beat up slab, I'd be like, all right, time to fix it. And I think that if you send it in, a card to get a new slab, it's probably open to evaluation again, and then they'll grade it lower or something. Who knows? I'm making that part up. I don't know. But let's not even bother with that. So what I want to do, you guys, is while we got our Jim Brown, so Jim's in the hot tub, we got Tom Brady on the cabana. I want to try my best to get these scratches out. And like, let's look at some spots. Like, guys, this one's real bad. But, I mean, you see, right? But let's just see. I think that we can do a good job on this, okay? Let me show you what we're going to do. So let's just do a little bit of recovery. Oh, there we go. I kind of put more than I wanted, but that's fine. It's going to be all right. So right there. Oh yeah, you guys. Mike is a good card care pro, that's for sure. And Denver, man, Denver's always showing me his good stuff too. We got some great viewers on here, man. It's good to see all you guys. So look at, now I'm gonna tap just around here to Just cover the entire surface. So then I'm just going to start to find kind of a groove. And you're going to start hearing this. And hearing it is important. That means I'm connecting and the buffing is taking place. You guys, we're making like minor surface corrections here. But those little minor surface corrections can add up and make this thing hopefully look fantastic again. So and notice, guys, I have not flipped it yet, okay? Meaning I have not flipped over the cotton applicator. I'm just using the same side. Now we're going to flip it, and I'm going to go to the dry side. And this one was pretty scuffed, so we might have to do a couple applications, but I want you to spend time like this doing it. It takes a minute, especially if you have deep scratches. That's where you need to, you got to get it to squeak like that for you guys. And if you're new to removing scratches, I want you to start working on your slabs because that will help you get that kind of muscle memory. I'm not even pushing hard on this thing. I'm just kind of in the pocket, and it'll just stay right on there, and that feels good. It just like you're getting a good making a good contact with it is what I'm trying to say. So let's just see how much of a change we got here. All right, let's see. I'm just following my circle light, you guys. Oop, we got that one right there still. That's a big one. But isn't that badass? Like, we got all that real quick. Let's see if we can get that little remainder out of there. Might be too deep. But isn't that fun? I'm a simple guy, man. I tell you what, I love that. Yeah, you know, Parker, if you wanted to get like little scuffs out of the back of a Pokemon card, do like what I'm doing here with the recovery, but not with this. You don't want to do this with a Pokemon. Use this. So if you guys have little light scratches on the back of your Pokemon, just use the recovery with the wand applicator and just do like 1 or 2 applications. You can do that. I'm just going back after this one, you guys, because there's a heavy scratch here and it would be cool to get it out. So give me 1 second, then we're going to go back to our Jim Brown card. And I know it might seem silly, guys, like sit around clean up slabs, but I'm telling you, if you do one, you're going to be like, holy crap, get out my whole collection. It's really satisfying. I was going to answer a question, but it looks like Denver got it. And sorry, you guys, I'm sure Denver answered you perfectly. But my thing with a microscope, you guys, is just get one. If anybody's asking about a microscope, get one. Because they're so much easier to see stuff out of. Tonight we didn't get really granular on anything tonight, so it was no big deal. But I think I got that scratch out of there, you guys. Yeah, pretty much. Let me show you. It looks great. So look at, now you have no reason. If you set up at shows or you sell slabs or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, if you sell one to a customer that looks like that, they're going to be appreciative of it, right? That's kick-ass. That is so good. And I'll show you guys even, I'll show you, what is it? Kev, what's up, man? I'm glad you're here. This is stuff I like to do. I want to pull these skills out of other people, man. I want to show people all the cool stuff that they can do. So let's take a look, you guys. This was just that slab care. So check this out. That was the before picture on this beauty. No joke, right? Isn't that crazy? That's the plastic. I mean, I tell you what, if I was PSA, I'd probably invest in some harder polymer, something that's not so cheap, you know? But like, until then, you can get some recovery, and then you can go from that to that. And that only took us a minute. Well, maybe a couple minutes, but ta-da! That's so awesome. And thank us again so much, Richard. I freaking love you. And thanks for sending me a treat in the mail. I'll display it forever, dude. It's freaking sweet. And now it's all beautiful. And I'm going to save it with my cool note and everything. So thank you. You are the man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So now, you guys, let's button this thing up. All right? Let's get to the Jim Brown card. So I am really hoping that we can make an awesome turnaround here, you guys. I just want to go, I got to get something, I'm looking at some pictures here. I want to see some pictures. All right. So this is an important part. Ooh, I just read a question I want to answer. Hey, Kev, Beckett slabs, they clean up well too. They're all, but PSA ones, I will give it PSA a compliment. They have, even though the polymers are a little bit, or their plastic's a little bit soft, I can tell you that theirs are the cleanest, the clearest slabs. You can see the best through them. I love the subgrades, and the Beckett's aren't that bad, but I got 2 cards of the same. I got like a PSA version of the same card, and I have a Beckett version of the card. And the PSA slabs are easier. Yo, you want some good customer service? Look at this. 615 Comic Guy said, hey, my recovery quit pumping. How can I get it to work again? Take off the bottom and push it right there. See, that's why the live show kicks ass. Customer service in a second. You know what I mean? So it's like, good question. And that will get you back up and pumping and removing scratches in no time. So now, you guys, let's get the Jim Brown card out of the hot tub time machine. And let's hope that it's going to take me a day or 2 to dry it. But it's going to look good. You know what I mean? It's going to look good. I'm feeling confident. All right, so let me get my stuff. So what do I need to dry it? I need pads, plates, chamois, and clips. So let's see if I can remember those things. I'll be right back. Stay right there. Clips, plates, pads. Let's do 3 chamois. I'm grabbing 3 chamois because I got to tell you something. So remind me to tell you I'm getting 3. All right. So remind me. I got to tell you that. All right. So now, hold on. My OCD is kicking in. It's all dirty over here. I got to get this. Too much crap going on. Let me clean this up and then we're going to flip this around. I'm going to save this because I'll get the Jim Brown card graded again. And I think it'll probably get better than a 4. Well, and if it gets a 4 again, it'll be a clean 4. But I think it will get better than a 4. Let's take a look. I do plug the heating pad into the thermostat, you guys. And the thermostat is right here. And I just set it to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, knowing it will never reach that because it's measuring the room temperature. And that way it just keeps the warmth rolling in here. So now, you guys, I know tonight went a little bit longer than usual, but hey, you know what? I can't rush it. You know, this is just what needs to be done. So I appreciate you guys taking the time. Oh, yeah, guys, I love Kobe, man. I keep that there just because I dig that portrait. And I know it sounds like cheesy and stuff like that, but I'll look at Kobe and be like, man, try to adopt that mentality in everything, that intensity, you know? I can be inspired by people like Kobe. I mean, it's hard not to be. So what you might see me doing is going, what are you doing? I'm just touching these areas that were dirty the most to try to relieve and push some of those stains out. It wasn't real bad. It was like just a little grody around it, right? So now let's take it out. And this is kind of like a 2-step process here. So I would suggest this. Get a plan. Get an easy way to get, in here. You can use a penny sleeve. You could shove a penny sleeve under there, you guys, if you're like, you don't want to do something like that. You can do that. But me, I like the little dental scaler. It's just something I'm comfortable using. So now I'm going to put Mr. Brown face down like this. Hey, Parker, go on. If anybody here could park that. Gary, if you're on here, could you drop Parker a link to my website? Parker, you want to buy the same mats, okay? I want you guys to like have a whole bunch of them. Like cut them all up like that, okay? And that way you guys, you'll always have a bunch of your mats to go through. I get it by the roll, and you guys can cut it into 5x5 or 6x6. And it's a toolbox liner, but it's a specific toolbox liner because if you get the kind with the bumps in it, you're gonna learn the hard way. You got to get the soft stuff, all right? Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for helping them out. Because once you guys have all the right tools, it's just like following the pattern. You know, like, tell me, right, you guys, everything I've done tonight, like, we put it in here. Yeah, you see how it gets, like, all kind of grody and brownish a little bit? Like, that's fun, right? But you guys can do that. Get it out. Pat the back. You know, I think that sometimes it just is cool to have a teacher. Like, I love having somebody teach me visually and explain stuff to me. I feel like once I'm taught something that I'm interested in, I can rock with it. You know, and I assume, you know, that's why you guys watch this show. So thanks for being here. I'm confident you guys, if you just watch these demos and hang with me like this, you'll get up to speed so much faster. All right, you guys, I am happy. Check this out. We got a lot of drying to do, but let me show you something. I'm going to go to, I want to do some pictures. Let's start here. So when we started, this one had this, that, and that was the back, okay? So now, I know it's wet, but look at this. All of that crap came off. Pretty cool, huh? Look at that. And then I go from there to there. I like that side a lot too. But see, it's wet. It's all wet, right? So we got to, this is where the skilled part comes in, okay? So if you guys needed to ever do any, like, if there's any wrinkles on this card or anything like that, it's a good time to, like, if you had a wrinkle on this card, you could put a penny sleeve over it, and you can use the card tool over it. Somebody asked me if I could, sorry guys, I'm back here, I'm grabbing something. Somebody asked me if you could use the card tool on a card when it's wet, and the answer is absolutely. So, but you gotta adjust, you know what I mean? You gotta adjust your hand, because, like, for example, I just did something I should have showed you guys. I just put that corner back in place, because if you just saw me do that, it was bent upwards, and my freaking habit is just fix something right away. I should have brought it up and showed it to you guys, but watch. So we got that. Even though we're going to hold it between the two pads, you might say, well, wouldn't the two pads handle this? Maybe, but they're soft. So if I can get that corner back to, like, square right away, like that, that's a way better way to let that corner dry. And then just hoping the pads do it. Like, anything that you can do, and then just let it dry. So let's look at the back corners. I don't want anything to dry folded on itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I had, like, one of these corners dog-eared, that would suck. So, like, I got to make sure it's flat, flat, flat. Don't be afraid. And here's, you guys, trust me on this. If you're watching this going, man, I want to do this. I want to try this out. Pick up a cheap card and do it. Treat it like it's $1 million. And you'll have a good time, and you'll learn a lot. And your hands will get comfortable touching stuff like this. I used to be a nervous wreck touching a wet card. And, like, but now it's just, it's no biggie. You know, you'll be all right. So, looking good. I'm happy with the structure. So, remember when I said I'm getting 3 chamois, and I got to tell you why? So, I'm not there yet, but I'm going to tell you why. So, hold on. I need an AI third or fourth arm. Okay, that that is a plastic circle. That is a card mat. That is a chamois. So check this out. Flat. That's key. You better lethal 026. Is there still little to the top right of his head, or is it just my eyes? There's some still wetness, you guys, from the card polish. That's all going to evaporate. That'll all dry. But I'm going to let this dry, okay? And then after this first chamois fills up, it's going to start getting back to white again, and it's all going to come back to the same color. I just got card polish drying and card spray drying now at the exact same time, which if you guys weren't here, I would have let the card polish stains probably dry first and then soak it, but it really doesn't matter. It's going to be fine. It's going to get the same result, okay? So here's but the reason you guys, I did that card polish to get those off, to get those, let me reset. The reason I used this first was because I could identify those as wax stains. Card spray is good at a lot of things, but wax is tricky crap. This will pull it off real quick, safely. So that's why I used it. So if card spray would pull off wax as effectively as this, I would have just soaked the whole thing and been like, simple. Now let me show you how to dry it. It wouldn't have worked. And this is where people will make a mistake. If you don't identify it as wax and you have that thing under card spray, right? Let me grab, I need a visual aid. So if it's under card spray and you didn't identify it, you'd be sitting there going like this. You're like rubbing on it and you're like, shit, this thing won't come off. And I've seen Kurt get like such dirty cards clean. I gotta be able to get this off. Now you're creating friction on wax. What's gonna happen? You're gonna eventually get through it and then you're gonna get to that card real quick. Shit, whoops. So don't do that. So like if you guys think it's wax on the front of a vintage card, remember, if you think it's wax, use wax. That's why it takes care of itself. It's like algebra, you'll get it off there with that. But if you misdiagnose it, if you start scrubbing on anything and it doesn't, number one, don't scrub ever. And number two, if you do something that's like the stuff that you guys see me do and it doesn't get better quickly, stop. Every single thing we've done so far tonight, think about it real quick. Every single thing we did tonight, simple, right? None of it. I'm not over here sweating. None of it was tricky. None of it was difficult. Even what do you call it? The card slab with all 1,000 scratches on it. Yeah, I had to like kind of give it a little bit of a, consistency, but nothing really, you know what I mean? So just remember that, you guys, because I know it sounds corny, but I know how important these freaking cards are to you, because I'm the same way, so even though we could go, oh, it's just a stupid card, whatever, I'll get another one, or win some, you lose some. I hate losing. Frankly, I hate losing. So I don't want you to lose. I want you to learn. Learning's awesome, but just learn that stuff, on the cheap stuff, all right? So now, guys, all the hardware and stuff you see me use, it's on my website. Click on the tab called Products We Love. Now I gotta say a few more things and I'll be done. And I'll let you guys get to your regularly scheduled programming. I have 3 chamois out because I don't use typically more than 3 chamois to dry a card ever. I like to do, so the first chamois, I'm gonna turn this around, I'm gonna give you a visual, but just let me talk you through it. The first chamois is gonna pull a ton of card spray out in the next 30 minutes. By the time 30 minutes from now, I'll pick it up and it'll be heavy. And I'm taking that one out. So one goes away. I put the next one on. The next one on is going to be on until tomorrow morning. I'll wake up tomorrow morning, I'll take it off because I know it'll be wet. Then I'm going to put my third chamois on tomorrow morning. Third chamois on tomorrow morning. And so I'll be chilling tomorrow. I'll be around and then probably answering questions with you guys on Instagram or whatever. And then I will take that third chamois off and I'll let it dry on Thursday and Friday, just between black pads. I'll finish it between the pads because I want it to be flat, straight, and nice. That's it. And that's it. All right, so let me turn it around and I'll kind of say that again. All right, so we got Jimmy Brown with no more stains, but it's going to look better, all right? It's going to look nice and white and clean once it gets all dry. And I just put a chamois on the back, my friends. That's it. I put it on the back because I like it to pull the moisture out of the back side of the card, not out of the front. I want the front to stay nice and clean. And that way, you guys, I'm not using the front as like a filter. Does that make sense? You know, where I want the back, I want all the moisture to go out the back of the card, not the front of the card, because I want that front to look super nice and clean. What the heck? I'm like, did I only get 3 of these things? No, there's 4. Okay. So that is good. We got our Pokemon card between pads and plates. We did a Pokemon tonight, guys. This good old beautiful card that I got as a gift. Richard, you freaking stud. Thank you. The slab was scratched up, so we cleaned it. I think you guys, I know it's so easy, but satisfying as heck. You guys got some scuffed up slabs. You got some downtime. Bust out the recovery in the slabs. You'll have a good time with it. And I am, at this time, you guys, I am very grateful that I just stuck with these 3 projects tonight, because holy moly, that took like an hour and 20 minutes. And I always try to get right to it, you guys, but sometimes it just takes a minute. And I just want to, before we hang up, I want to thank everybody that joined, all the good brotherhood and, you know, this cool camaraderie that I see taking place. Like, from a business owner's perspective, how beautiful is it that you have a bunch of great customers that answer other people's questions, and like, instead of, it's like no competition. It's like, hey dude, you want to learn how to do this? Here, do this. Hey, you know, I found this method works for me. I found this. You know, I love that, you guys. Like, I know it's so cliche, but I love people that like all appreciate the same type of stuff, that are just cool about it and work with each other about it, rather than like try to flex on each other about it. You know what I mean? It's like, we're just talking about cleaning up baseball, Pokemon cards, baseball cards, slabs, whatever. You know, it's fun, and it's meant to be fun, and it's a cool culture we got here. So I can't thank you guys enough for it, because I did card care by myself with nobody to talk to for years and years and years, and it's such a cool thing to be able to do it with all of you guys, you know. And next week's Thanksgiving, right? But Wednesday night's the day before Thanksgiving. I assume I'll be here. I assume you guys could probably be around too. I don't know. You know, I don't think I probably have a ton going on. I got a small family. I got a wonderful family, but we got a small family, so I probably don't have much going on before. So I'll just say tonight, you guys, I'll probably be here next week. So if you guys want to hang out next week, we'll just pick out like something too. And you guys, do me a favor, you guys. Help me program the show. I always pick out stuff that's like based on the requests I get. So I know they're probably stuff that you run into. But if you guys have any requests for me, I'm a good DJ. I'll play requests. You know, you guys tell me, hey, I'm running into this issue over and over and over. Tell me, you know, maybe you could do a Wednesday night live, you know, or I know that a bunch of guys, you know, that I hang with collect this. You know, how do you go about this, you know? That's it. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you guys need anything, let me know. And yeah, dude, Ben, go Pistons, dude. Seriously, I've been watching. I was hoping they were playing tonight. I watched the game last night. Last night I made Brandy, my wife, and I. Yesterday was recovery day. Tuesdays we do recovery, so basically hang out in the lab all day and watch basketball. That's about it. But greatest job in the world, and I thank you guys, forever and ever and ever. But yeah, you guys, thanks for being the best. I won't keep on bending your ear all night. But yeah, you guys send me requests if you guys are like, hey, this would be a cool thing. And think majority. Think like, I always try to think like, what would, let's just hope 50%, 60% of the people that watch this would get something out of it. Because that's what I'm always trying to do, just help as many people as possible, because I know I'm not the only one that likes cool cards that wants to make them look nice again. So anything I can do to help you guys, I'm all in like always. And I count on seeing me next week, you guys. I know it's the day before a holiday, but maybe I'll talk my boys into joining me. Maybe you guys maybe I'll even go a little bit earlier. And if you guys have any teens or any kids or anything like that, if you guys want to do like a more, I'm always family friendly, but if you guys want to bring the kids or whatever, maybe we'll do something a little bit early next week. I'm always trying. My boys are like, Dad, we're going to work for Kurt's Card Gear. I'm like, well, start working right now. Oh no, we got to play some video games. I'm like, You guys want to work there, but you're not doing any work. So I'm trying to bust their little butts too. They come out in the lab with me, and they're sticker putters and they're sticker pullers. But as soon as they get the chance to leave, they're running out the door. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to install a work ethic in these little punks. I swear to God, I had a job since I was 13, every day from then until now. But I'll give it a break. Who am I? You know, I'm sure anybody that has kids is like, yeah, dude, get used to it. All right, guys. Peace and love. I'll see you next week. I'm Kurt with Kurt's Card Care. Later.